What is up, my beautiful people? I just want to say thank you yet again. I mean, come on, dude. 5,000 subscribers already. That means we are on to our next milestone of 10,000 subscribers. So thanks to each and every one of you out there who is following me along in this journey. And if you are watching and haven't smashed that subscribe button, please do remember to do so. Now, this is the Weekly Roundup part of the week, which means Donald Trump has been in office for 12 weeks now. He's got 196 left to go. And if you are counting down those days, there are 1,373 days until the fascist freaks are supposed to leave the White House. Now, the Weekly Roundup is all about gathering up a whole bunch of clips throughout the week that don't necessarily touch on any particular topic. But then we come together at the end of each week, we wind down a little bit, maybe have a laugh or two. And I think this week we actually have a few clips that might make you all laugh. Let's go ahead and start things off here with Brian Glenn sucking up to Donald Trump like he has never sucked up before.
You got the perfect health report. All everybody in the press wants to know this. How do you do it, Mr. President? I haven't set up at 2 a.m. in the morning since I was 25, and now we're 2:16 in the morning having a press conference. How do you do it?
Well, we had a couple of them at 2 o'clock in the morning now. Biden, I guarantee.
You're wearing the press out.
Biden was sleeping for 10 hours already. No, I have a lot of respect for the press, really, I do. Some of it's fake news, but a lot of it's good, like you.
Yeah.
And really, some of it's totally fake and sounds like 60 Minutes, and I don't want.
How do you stay so healthy? How do you stay so energized?
Because I enjoy what I'm doing, and I like the results. I think we're making America great again, and it makes me feel good, and probably keeps me happy.
Yeah.
Okay? Thank you. That's a nice question. I like this guy.
I mean, everyone's wondering, like, how in the world do you do it, Mr. President? 2 o'clock in the morning, I'm 55 years old, I can't keep up with you.
What is going on here? Why is Brian Glenn on his knees right in front of Donald Trump there? What is happening? And what is more funny? That Donald Trump says he respects the press just because Brian Glenn is asking him the best questions ever? Or that Brian Glenn is making Donald Trump out to be some sort of health god or something? How did you get so healthy, Donald Trump? How did you do it, Dad? How did you do it? I'm only 55 years old and I can't even keep up with you. What? What? This is just another consequence of Donald Trump having more control over who's allowed to be around him, who's allowed to ask him questions, and now we have Trump sycophants asking dumbass questions like this, and, Brian Glenn should absolutely be ashamed of himself. He's supposed to be a reporter, and you're just lathering on the praise of dear leader because what? You're within 2 centimeters of his dick? I mean, what is going on here? Help me. Help me. Let's go ahead and move on to something a little bit more serious here. Ukraine was recently struck by Russia yet again, and 35 or more people died. Here's Donald Trump making excuses for Russia like he's some sort of Russian agent or something.
I think it was terrible, and I was told they made a mistake, but I think it's a horrible thing. I think the whole war is a horrible thing.
You mean it was unintentional?
They made a mistake. I believe it was. Look, you're going to ask them. This is Biden's war. This is not my war.
This is Biden's war. This isn't my war. It's Biden's. What a petulant man baby. Ukraine is supposed to be our ally. And Russia just struck another one of their population centers, and you are making excuses for them. What the flip is going on here? We are the United States of America. We used to stand up for democracies around the world. We used to stand up for our allies around the world. And now we have a president of the United States who is acting more like a Russian plant, who's realigning the United States with the tyrants of the world. What the hell is going on here, people? This is just not acceptable. And if it's one thing that we have seen at these town halls all across the country, it is that people are pissed off at how Donald Trump is treating allies like Ukraine. If there's any silver lining to be had in any of this, it is that. Let's go ahead and move on to J.D. Vance, just acting like the dork that he is. Oh, man. J.D. Vance is such an awkward idiot. Do you guys remember on the campaign trail when he went into that donut shop? First of all, he didn't know how to pick out donuts, and then he couldn't spark up a normal conversation with the worker there. What is wrong with him? Why is he so awkward all of the time? Maybe it's because he sold his soul to Donald Trump, and Daddy Trump just put him in the closet, and now all he knows how to do is pick fights on Twitter without any facts to back up anything that he says. Or he does dumb shit like this. How absolutely embarrassing for J.D. Vance. You pick up the trophy and it comes apart in two pieces and then it falls on the ground after they just won the championship. I mean, man, it's a good laugh though, right? I mean, we got to find a little bit of levity through all of this destruction that this administration is currently doing. Here's Rich McCormick going on to say, well, fluoride wasn't around when I was a kid in my town, and everybody I knew, well, they were okay.
I grew up in Oregon where they had great drinking water, no fluoride added, and I don't remember having any people I knew had autism. I don't know if that's just my own exposure, but I know that this will be easy to parse out as far as fluoride specifically. I do know that fluoride has a great benefit to people's teeth, but like the secretary said, we know that can be topically applied without the systemic effect of drinking water.
You know, I'm glad he was able to at least admit that fluoride does indeed improve oral health. But why do you have to go on to do the whole "I'm just asking questions" thing? Well, fluoride wasn't around in my town. I didn't have any fluoride in my water, and I didn't know any people with autism back then. Well, maybe it's the fluoride. Should be pretty easy to weed out, right, guys? There is no evidence to suggest that there is any connection between fluoridated water and autism. And when you bring up conspiratorial thinking like this, when you are speaking from a place of power like a congressperson is, it just has deleterious effects all around the country. Because people take your words more seriously than they would Bob across the street. You guys got to think about this stuff. These people need to be more responsible. This is just what you get from the Republican Party. They never know when to shut their mouth. They always ask the dumbest questions on national television like this. If you want to have these kind of conversations behind closed doors with your buddies, then go right ahead. But don't go on national TV and inject doubt into sciences, into our institutions. I mean, it's just an absolutely stupid thing to do. These people should be absolutely ashamed of themselves. Here's Tom Homan, the little fascist freak that he is, just threatening yet again to go after people who doesn't do things his way.
There are laws on the books that make it a criminal offense to shield or harbor illegal immigrants, like the sanctuary state city leaders have been doing. Do you think they should be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law and possibly put in prison?
Absolutely. And hold tight on that one. Because it's coming. It's coming. I've been clear on that since day one. The sanctuary city can sit by and watch their communities get ravaged by illegal aliens. They can watch young women get raped and murdered. Trump administration not going to stand for that.
Yeah, just another jackbooted thug. Love this Trump administration. If you guys didn't hear the question, it was something along the lines of, do you think these mayors or these governors, should they be prosecuted if they are going to enforce the rules of their sanctuary cities? And did you hear what he said there? You better wait for it. It's coming. It's coming. Tom Homan doesn't even know what a sanctuary city is. All that means is we're not going to go tearing families apart for minor traffic infractions. If the federal government wants to come into town and they have a warrant to go pick somebody up who is an undocumented immigrant, they are allowed to do that. And in many cases, the local police will even help you do that. But if you're just coming into town and you want to start rounding people up without any due process at all, without showing a warrant, then of course the city is not going to help you because now you're violating their rights. So Tom Homan just wants to go into these cities and he wants to do things his way. And if the governors and the mayors, they don't comply, well, then we're coming after you. We're gonna prosecute you. This is just more of the authoritarian nonsense from these idiots, man. And Tom Homan just really needs to learn how to talk. Why is he always running like this all the time? What is wrong with these people? What is wrong with these people? Let's go ahead and move on to Dan Coe here. And he's talking about the implications of stripping billions of dollars of funding away from Harvard like Donald Trump has just done.
It's important to outline what's at stake with the federal funding, just to humanize it a little bit. Previous federal funding to Harvard helped fund childhood leukemia research that increased the survival rate from 10% to 90%. It helped fund key breast cancer research that extended the lives of women by 25%. It's just announced groundbreaking research on glioblastoma brain cancer patients. So we're playing politics with funding that's supposed to currently be going to Alzheimer's victims, stroke victims, diabetes victims, and that advancement can't wait for politics.
Yeah, and he's exactly right about that. And this is what is so frustrating about the Trump administration. Donald Trump wants to go on a revenge tour, and he wants to strip away $2 billion of funding from an institution like Harvard, and there is never any consideration for the downstream effects of that. I mean, our institutions do some of the best medical research in the entire world. And when you strip funding away from that, now you have projects that could be set back that now we're going to be that much further behind in solving some of the biggest issues of our time, right? These are the institutions that make good progress with brain cancer, with child cancer, with everything. But because Donald Trump wants to be a little tyrant and wants to go after people that he perceives as his enemy, what? They didn't take down their DEI policies or whatever the dumb allegation it is that he made. And now you're going to make the American people suffer because you wanted to act like a little freak? I mean, come on. These people just do not care about you. They do not care about the American people. All Donald Trump is concerned with is Donald Trump and getting the revenge that he wants to get. These people are absolutely pathetic. Let's go ahead and move on to this person, okay, who's really saying with a straight face that Donald Trump, well, he's a man of faith.
How have those assassination attempts and becoming president changed his life?
Right. Well, first, I think people need to know that President Trump has had faith in his life as in his early ages, going to Sunday school. One of his treasures books is the Bible given to him by his mother. And then fast forward into his adulthood in 2000, when he called Pastor Paula White and was watching Christian television. So remember, before he even thought about being president, he was watching Christian television.
Donald Trump is a man of faith because he was watching Christian television, guys. Don't you know? Oh, how could somebody even say this with a straight face? Donald Trump is the least godly person that I think I have ever seen. He just knows how to target your communities so you will turn up to vote. He'll go out to the evangelicals. He'll go pander to the Catholics and to the Christians. And just because you're dumb enough to buy it does not mean that he is a man of God or a man of faith. This dude probably isn't even a Christian. And if you think that he is praying to some other being besides himself, well, then I think that you are absolutely delusional. Would a Christian be rounding up innocent people without due process and sending them off to a gulag in El Salvador? Would a Christian be cutting off funding that could have implications for cancer? People could die because this research is no longer funded. What about all of the USAID funding from around the world that are now going to have people die because that funding no longer exists? Is that really what a Christian man would do? Is that what a godly person would do? I mean, give me a break. These people are absolutely pathetic. Donald Trump knows how to pander to you, and just because you lap it up like he's some king or something doesn't mean that he is a Christian at all. Let's go ahead and move on to this last clip. Here we have Kristen Welker. It is, 2025. Donald Trump has been in office for 3 months now, and she's already asking about 2028. And Cory Booker rightly is staying on topic here.
Do you think Vice President Harris should run again?
You know, I know Vice President Harris. I don't think she's concerning herself with 2028. I think she's concerning herself, like most Americans right now, is why do I have a president that's attacking due process?
But do you think she should run again? Do you want to see her run again, Senator? You supported her. Do you want to see her run again?
I am literally getting thousands and thousands of phone calls, people stopping me on the streets in crisis right now. They're losing jobs. They're seeing their costs go up. They're worried about their housing. Honestly, I don't care about 2028. I care about stopping the hurting of American people right now. And if Democrats in general, we should not be concerned about the party's future. We should be concerned about people's present, and that's where I'm focused.
30 seconds left. Very quickly, what should the message from Democrats be right now, Senator?
We should be focusing on the American people. This is not about party. It's not about left or right. It's about right or wrong.
Yeah, and she even went on about 30 seconds later to ask again whether Cory Booker was going to run in 2028. Mainstream media has got to get their act together. We are under an authoritarian takeover right now, a fascist coup. And you want to sit here and talk about 2028? And good on Cory Booker for bringing things back in, for focusing on what actually matters right now. People are hurting. People are scared. People are losing their jobs, their livelihoods. Research funding is being shut off. I mean, there are so many things to be concerned about, and you have mainstream media just concerning themselves with the horse race of politics, and we are 4 years out. It is unacceptable. Good on Cory Booker for bringing things back and focusing on what truly matters right now. This is what we need from our politicians, and more Democratic leaders should take a note from Cory Booker here. Don't let them suck you into the politics of it all. Focus on what matters. There are so many things that we are up against right now, against this fascist administration. And we've got to push back effectively and focusing on races that are 4 years out, and Donald Trump has only been in office for less than 3 months. Come on, people. Come on. We can do better. This is the United States of America. And if we don't fight now, our country could be lost. So these are the clips that I had for you guys this week. I know it's been a dark week. Kilmar Abrego Garcia is still locked up down in El Salvador. Chris Van Hollen actually traveled to El Salvador to get some FaceTime with him, and luckily that did happen, which proved that he was alive, that he was well for now, but he is still down there, and hopefully maybe he's one step closer to being closer to home. But we have a Trump administration that is just doubling down on all of their cruelty, still trying to paint him out to be some sort of gangster criminal, which is just absolutely not true. So I know it's been a dark week. I know we're up against it. We're fighting an uphill battle. But if we come together, we join together as some sort of coalition, we can fight back against the authoritarian takeover. We can come together and resist this fascist administration. So keep your head up. We will do this together, and we will live another day to fight, metaphorically. So I will leave it there for now, guys. If you guys got anything out of this video, please do remember to smash that like button and subscribe. Maybe share with a friend or two. I'd very much appreciate that. We are trying to build something here on the left that adequately pushes back against the right-wing media ecosystem that just pushes all of this fascist nonsense for Donald Trump every single day. So if you do like what I do here, please do remember to smash that subscribe button. It is free. And if you guys want to check out last week's Weekly Roundup, where there were definitely a couple zingers, go ahead and watch that video on the screen now. Otherwise, I'll see you guys on the next one.